Yeah. Yeah. Morning all. So before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear?
Good morning, sir. Your voice is clear.
So in the yesterday
Good
demo
morning.
session, yeah. In the yesterday demo session, right? Just I was briefing you about why Python, right? It's a general purpose programming. Any kind of applications can be developed. Multi-programming features are involved, right? It has got multi-programming features, hybrid features like procedural-oriented features like C language, object-oriented programming features like C++, Java, high-level language. It has okay. It's multi-programming like procedural-oriented, object-oriented, scripting, and modular programming features. It's a high-level language. It's easily understandable, portable, and machine independent. Can run on all the hardware and all the operating system. Interpreted. Python is an interpreted language, line by line execution we are going to see. User-friendly programming or programmer-friendly programming language, which provides simple syntaxes which looks like normal English statements, right? Yes. Okay. There are two types of languages, low level and high level. Low level languages not human understandable, they are not portable, they are machine dependent, right? But high level language, right? Human understandable, portable, and machine independent.
I can't hear you at all. Your voice is blank.
Now, is my voice clear to all?
Now I could hear you.
Yeah. So Python has got multi-programming features, right? Hybrid features, I said, like procedural-oriented programming features, object-oriented programming features, scripting features, and modular programming features. It has got procedural-oriented programming, object-oriented programming features, scripting, and modular programming, right? That's the reason we call Python as a hybrid language. So Python has got great popularity or great demand today, right? Because of this modules, 89,300 inbuilt modules Python has got. 89,300 inbuilt modules Python has got for various domains, right? Yes. So we've got separate modules Python providing for data science, for big data, for networking, for testing, for operating systems. For every database, Python has got a module to connect with the databases, right? And for different file formats, for every file format, right? Python is providing a module using which we can just generate those files. And for statistics, for mathematical operations, for generating graphs, right? Yes. Any type of graph, normal graph, bar graphs, histogram, scatter plots, stack plots, bar graph, right? Any type of graph we can generate by using Python, right? So it's very simple. I'll just show you some couple of examples today, that how this coding of Python looks and how to generate graphs. How simple does Python get? Okay, just like normal English statements. Python real-time applications. What kind of applications we can develop today by using Python? Python mostly used for developing what kind of applications? Python, yes, web applications, automation applications, big data applications. So here, web applications, Python mostly used in creation of web applications. At a rapid speed, you can develop a web application with Python. Automation applications, right? Today, a lot of automation applications using technologies like data science, IoT, robotics, AWS, right? Yes. Okay. Data science, IoT, robotics, and AWS. So here, big data applications, scientific applications. Scientific applications, we are using models like CP, NumPy, right? We are using models like CP model. CP is nothing but scientific Python. We are using models like NumPy, numerical Python, right? For GUI and animation, today it is used in graphical user interface and animation, and even especially mostly used for game development. Like many games are getting developed using Python, right? Single user, multi-user games like Pygame. It's for developing games, especially, right? Python providing frameworks like Pygame, PyCora, and some 3D rendering libraries, especially for 3D games, right? And PySoy. For scheduling tasks, right? For scheduling tasks, we have got Python providing Airflow for it. For testing or test cases, even for business applications, for e-commerce, creation of e-commerce website, Python will be the one of the best choice. And for database applications, Python connect with any database, right? Python can connect with any database. For networking applications, for network programming, right? Python has provided a separate framework itself, Twisted Python. And for web scraping, scraping data from different websites. So here for web scraping, we have got module like URL lib, right? And for embedded applications, Raspberry Pi, CAD applications, computer aided designing, and audio video application, and computer vision. Data analysis, and for desktop applications, right? One second. So these are the applications, right? Mostly used applications. So where Python is preferred. Who are using Python today, and top most applications built by using Python? Google using Python for its web search system. Google is one of the best example of Python web application. Yahoo using Python. YouTube using Python for its video sharing service. Instagram built by using Python. The primary reason for Instagram to choose for Python is Python's practicality and its hybrid features. Uber pricing algorithm implemented using Python. Quora. So there are some applications like Quora, Reddit, Dropbox, built by using Python. Netflix using Python for its security automation and for subscription purpose. Pinterest, BitTorrent using Python for its file sharing service. Maya, a powerful 3D animation, uses Python script. Massively multiplayer online games. MMOG, massively multiplayer online games. iRobot, and for hardware testing purpose, right? And reasons, okay, so these are some of those, right? And reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular. Python was introduced 30 years ago, but why all of a sudden it got great boom? Because of simple syntaxes given by Python and very less coding and multi-programming or hybrid features or interactive mode. We can interact with Python statement by statement. It gives response for every statement, right? Yes. Wide varieties of applications. Wide varieties of applications and many built-in libraries, right? And now today just I'll be discussing, right? If you're from non-programming background or with zero programming knowledge, right? You can just observe this Python coding, how it looks, how simple it looks, right? Yes. So I'll take a task and I'll try to implement the task in multiple programming languages. You can compare how this Python code compare with other programmings, coding wise, length wise, complexity wise, right? You can check this. Python comparison with other programming. Python comparison with other. Okay, for example, a task. Accepting two values from the user keyboard and performing addition, right? And performing addition, right? Yes, accepting two values from the user keyboard and performing addition of those two values. Okay. Okay. First, two major programming languages, like Java and Python, used for enterprise application development. So first using Java, I'll write this code using Java. Later I'll come back to Python, right? So if you have got knowledge in Java, you can just go to the following code. Import java.io.star, right? As sample one. Public static void main. Yes. Public static void main string walks throws IO exception. So here input stream reader. Buffer reader BR equal to new buffered reader, new buffered reader. New buffered reader of ISR, right? System.out.println, enter the first number. So whatever name enter the first number. So whatever number you are entering by default taken as string, right? Yes. String S1 by default taken as string, right? Dr dot read line. Taken as string format. Later I need to convert to integer. Int I integer dot parse int. Yeah. Copy these 3 lines for the second number, right? Yes. Enter the second number. String S2 br dot read line. Integer dot parse int of S2. Yes. System dot out dot println. System dot out dot println. Print I plus j. Right. Finally, this is the output. So I'll copy this code to a separate file. Just I'll show you this Python and Java comparison, coding wise and execution wise. Right. I'm copying to a separate notepad file.
We can make it simpler by using scanner class, isn't it?
Yes, even we can use scanner classes.
Yeah, so that will be much.
Control S. Okay, I'm creating a separate folder for this batch, 7 a.m. Okay. Python 7 a.m. Sample1 dot Java, right? So I'm going to the command prompt, right? I'm just going to the command prompt. Cd slash Python 7 a.m. right? Java C sample1 dot Java, right? If there are any errors to display, yes. br dot read line. Sorry here. So br right here I have given br dot read line save it. So no errors here. Now say Java, yes. Java sample. Just enter the first sample one. Java sample one. Enter the first number 10. Enter the second number 20. Sum is that. Okay. So you can write the code by using this input stream reader or even scanner classes. But just observe the statements, right? What is a class? You need to understand. As a people who are new to this programming, you need to understand what is a class, what is public static void main, throws what do you mean by avoid exception, and input stream reader buffer reader, and what is this integer dot parsing, what is this br dot read line. So every statement here, observe this. You need to have basic knowledge on this programming to understand these statements. Yes. So even if you see the statements like 10 to 12 lines of code, right? So the same task I'll just try to write in Python, not more than 3 lines. Just observe this coding of Python. So they look like normal English statements. Okay. X equal to input. Enter value of X. Enter value of X, right? Input, enter value of Y. Then X plus Y. That's it. This is the coding in Python. This is the coding in Python, right? 3 lines. Observe these statements. Is there any complex word in this? Do you see any complex word? Just like normal English statement in each line. Enter value of X in the first line. Enter value of Y in the second line. Print X plus Y, right? Save it. Run module. Yes, last. But here also, just I'll come back to this. Here also in Python, just like Java, whatever you are accepting from the keyboard taken as string, we need to typecast to integer. We need to convert to integer. So here, just keep this entire thing right. Int of, I need to say within the int function. Int of typecast to integer before you are storing to X and Y. Run mode. Value of X 10, value of Y 20, sum is 30, right? This is what coding in Python for the same task, right? But compare that coding wise, right? Basic, at least some basic programming knowledge required to understand the Java statements. But here for Python statements, you can easily analyze what happening in each statement, right? Okay, one more example, right? To just understand how this. In other programming language, you should have seen array of elements, array of values. In Python, we say list of elements. I will take some random values. 10, 20. Okay, I got some values like this. I'm printing as it is, print X, printing this list. I want to know the number of elements. I want to know the number of elements here. Okay, but if you have got some hundreds, more than 100 elements, I want to print length of X. What is the length of X? Length of X is 5 here. Observe what it is returning, 5. Length of X, number of elements within the list. I want to find the sum 30 plus 10 plus 20 plus 50 plus 40. In other programming, you need to initialize the sum value to 0, iterate it, adding that each value to the sum, and finally returning it, right? But here, built-in functionalities, right? Print the sum of which list? Sum of X list, right? It gives the result. No need to write that code. It just says sum of X. It returns 150. Sum of all these 5 elements is what? 150. And if I want to print the max value, max of X, right? Max element in this list, 50. Max of X is 50. I want to print the min element, min of X. We have got inbuilt functions here for performing this operation. Min of X will be 10. I want to arrange all the elements in a particular order. I want to arrange all the elements in a particular order, so ascending order. So for that, sorted of X. Arranging all the elements in a ascending order. You get a list with ascending order. 10 to 50. You got what? 10 to 50. If I want in descending order, it doesn't have any separate function. Same sorted function only. Yes, sorted of X only. You will get in ascending order. The ascending order, if I reverse it, you will get in descending order, right? If I reverse the result. I need to say reverse equal to true. You got in descending, right? This was in ascending and descending, right? So we have got many built-in functions available, right? Many built-in functions available for perform. No need to write huge codings. And I said in Python, we have got 89,300 inbuilt modules. 89,300 inbuilt modules, right? For various domains. So we don't need to write huge codings, right? By using those, we can perform those operations. 89,300 inbuilt modules, in which modules consist of inbuilt functions for performing various operations. For data science, we have got separate modules. For big data, for networking, for testing, for database, we have got a module. To understand, right, two things you can observe here. What is a module, what it contains, and you can observe the coding of Python. Observe how the coding of Python looks and also the importance of module by taking a commonly used module. I'll take an example of one module, right? Import math module. Okay. It's a predefined module or inbuilt module of Python. I want to check what is present within the math module. Any module, not only math, any module, if you want to check the IR of the module name, I want to see the directory of the particular same with the name, right? See the directory of math run module. Yes. These are all the properties present within the math module, right? Yes. We have got sine, sine h, square root, tan h, pi, over all these are the properties. There is a variable like pi. There is a variable like e. I want to print these values, pi and e values, right? Yes. Print within the math module. Within the math module, math dot pi. Print math dot e. Math dot pi, math dot e. 3.14 is the pi value, e value 2.71. But for example, there is a functionality like square root, right? You don't know how to use the square root. How to use the square root. You don't know the syntax for square root. So Python is going to help you with the syntaxes, right? So just like print function, we have got help function in Python. Help on what? Math dot sqrt, square root, right? Math dot sqrt. It is going to give the syntax for the square root. Help on built-in function square root in the module math. Square root expecting one value x returns the square root of x. Help on built-in function square root. Help. It is expecting we are supposed to provide one value x. It returns the square root of x. Okay. This slash indicates it's a positional argument. We have got some types of arguments. Positional arguments, default arguments, keyword arguments, non-keyword arguments, arbitrary arguments, or variable length, right? So here we are supposed to provide one value x, it returns the square root of that, whatever value you have entered. Math.sqrt of I'm giving the value as 16. Math dot square root of 16, right? Square root of 16 is what? 4, right? Okay. For example, take any other, like we have got one more, any other functionality like POW. I want help on within the math module. POW, right? Help dot. So power help on built-in function power in the module math. Power expecting two values. So it returns x to the power of 5. X to this is the power symbol in Python. Single star means multiplication, double star it is power symbol. X to the power of y. Print. Math dot power, right? Ten comma 3. I need to provide two values, right? It returns 10 to the power of 3. That's it. Run module. Okay, fine. Right. So here, just observe this. Do you see any complex statements in this, complex words in this, right? Just print power square root e math dot. Not only this, any modules in Python, right? Yes. For example, even generating a graph using Python. Generating a graph using Python, right? Any graph, normal graph, bar graph, histogram, scatter plot, pie graph, right? So here we need to import a module for it, for plotting, right? Matplotlib. Within that we got pie plot. Import matplotlib dot pie plot. As plt. Import matplotlib.pyplot as here. So here I'm saying what is this plt? So here within this matplotlib we have got a property pyplot. Instead of using this just like math module, we have said math.py, math.e, math.square, math.power. Every time I cannot use this, you have got a big name, right? So instead of that, I can use alias name as P or PLT, right? Any name I can give for this. And using this for plotting a graph, we got a plot function and we require x coordinates and y coordinates, right? X coordinate assume some age values 30, 40, 50, 60 age values. Y coordinates some income, their incomes. I want to visualize. So for 30 years, 30,000. For 40 years, 40,000. Okay. X coordinate values. These are Y coordinate values. So now plot a graph on this. X and Y coordinates. PLT dot show. That's it. A graph. So here I have taken the model name. Here X coordinate values 4, Y coordinates values are 4. And show, right? Just observe. Next. run mode. A graph will be generated. Normal graph. Right. You can see the graph in a solid blue color, right? I doesn't want like this. I want some dotted line format. I want like dotted line format. Just to give hyphen, then it will be in dotted line form. I doesn't want by default you got blue color. I want red color. Just to give color equal to red. Color equal to red color. Okay. Observe this output. Run module. Yes. I'm removing this. Yes. So now, if you see this, I want some labels to be added. I want some label to be added to the x coordinate and y coordinate, right? Observe this x coordinate. What is the name? Y coordinate. I want some name. Some title for the graph I want, right? Yes. plt.x label, age, y label, income or salary, right? Yes. plt.show, just and one in what is that? plt.title. These are predefined properties. X-axis label, y-axis label, what you want, title, what you want. Sample graph. Run module. So we can see this age as age, income, and sample graph as the title.
Here you didn't write any print statement, right?
Yes, plt.show.
That is replicating of that print statement. pld.show is nothing but replicating of print.
plt.show means it will display the graph.
Okay, only for the graphs. It is for only for graphs.
Only for graphs.
Okay.
So next, observe here. Here instead of plot, if I give bar graph will be generated just by using function set bar function. Instead of plot, HIST histogram. Instead of plot, if I give PIE pie graph will be generated. Instead of plot, scatter plot, stack plot. So any type of graph you can generate is simple, right? Just okay, with 3-4 lines. Just I'll show one more example, right? Same thing. The model name that is matplotlib pyplot as plt. Okay. For example, I want to just visualize. I want to just analyze how are the sales of a particular month of a particular. Okay, for example, mobiles. I'm taking the mobiles. Right, I'm taking Samsung. So Vivo, Oppo, Samsung, Vivo, Oppo, and okay, Samsung, Vivo, Oppo. Samsung, Vivo, Oppo, OnePlus. Mobiles, right? Okay. August sales of August, right? For example, Samsung has got 45 sales, Vivo some 10, Oppo some 15, OnePlus some 25, right? Just I want not plot PIE, not plot PIE pie graph on this August sales. And I want some labels as mobile. I want a pie graph to be generated. PLT dot show, right? Yes. So let's try. So which has got more sales? Samsung. Next OnePlus. Next Oppo, Vivo, right? I didn't give any colors. By default, you will give colors, but also you can set your own colors. Labels you got, right, for each form. So in this way, do you see any complex word in this state? Other than that, what we have mobiles, other sales, plt.py, plot, okay, fine. You won't see any complex text. So just I was briefing you about the Python statements, how they look, and the importance of modules, many built-in functionalities, right? And what type of applications we can create by using Python, reasons which makes Python super popular, and this is that course content we'll be discussing in brief, right? And I'll be discussing many models related to different environment like some models related to databases, some related to operating systems, some related to graphics, some related to data science, some related to big data, right? Some related to regular expressions, right? And many modules, right? And how to create our own models in Python. Python is basics, Python advantages, features, versions, flavors, right? Python operations. In real time, we use different types of IDEs. I'll be showing you how to work with IDEs, right? Like PyCharm IDE, Anaconda Prompt Navigator, how to work with Jupyter Notebooks, Spider, Eclipse, NetBeans, VS Code, right? In different IDEs. Flow control statements, looping statements, string indexing, slicing, functions, methods. Yes, collections in Python, list, tuple, sets, and dictionaries, their operations, list indexing, list slicing, list functions, list methods, list addresses, nested lists, list modifications, right? Tuples, sets, dictionaries, right? In brief, functions, different categories, types of functions. Yes, lambda function, map function, zip function, right? Modules in Python. What is a module? Different ways of importing, renaming, reloading a module. Package in Python, errors and exceptions in Python, right? File handling in Python, right? Object-oriented programming concepts in brief. Regular expressions, right? Regular expressions, how to extract required data, and database connectivity, database access, installation of one database, connecting to the database, various SQL operations, various operations we perform, and datetime module, operating system module, advanced concept, iterator, generator, closures, decorators, web scraping, working with CSV, XML, JSON files, the GUI model, graphic model, TK inter module, Excel workbook, and data analytics, reduction to data science, like Pandas model in brief, NumPy model in brief, Matplotlib model in brief, right? And apart from this, people who go for Django framework, web applications creations, Django framework in brief, right? Django installation, architecture, applications, Django views, templates, admin models. So and UI technologies also will be discussed as part of this. So HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, everything will be covered. The prerequisites for this Django framework, 20 plus applications creations. I'll be showing you parallelly, right? You can do, it's a hands-on, you will be doing parallelly along with me for applications creations. Wherever installations, right? You'll be doing the installations parallelly along with me. Like database installations, ID installations, step by step, I'll be showing you, right? Fine. So, okay. So, fine. So this is what in brief, in depth we'll be discussing, right? About this Python. You can see this, compare this course content, right? We are discussing in brief, nearly like 30 topics in brief. Fine. Some models related to data science, some related to this graphics, some related to operating system, date time, databases, right? All this. Yes. From tomorrow, like we'll be going with the basic part. We'll be starting with that basic right upfront, but tomorrow, so okay, you will be getting the recorded videos of each and every session that day itself, and notes. So notes will be provided to you. Topic-wise notes you'll be getting, and also a WhatsApp group will be created for technical discussion. If you got any error, you can just take the snap of it. Okay. So here it's a total full, and people who go for full stack Python, right? Here total Python core advanced application oriented modules. And apart from this HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, Django, and also a project, everything will be covered. So people who go for only Python, the fee structure is 5K, and total full stack, 5,000 for Python and 5,000 for the entire other things, right? It's 10K. So from tomorrow, the link will be changing, right? So you'll be getting a new link. So you are supposed to get enrolled. For getting that link, you can see in the short panel, the payment process details, everything is provided. And also you got yesterday's link, YouTube videos link, right? You can check it. You can click the, take that link for the yesterday's. If anyone missed yesterday's session, you can just go through that. And don't forget to send the screenshot of your payment to this mail ID, that is DURGASOFT online training, right? Any queries from your side, anyone, right?
I have one question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so after finishing this course, what kind of job like I can apply for?
Okay. There are two categories of people who updates for Python, right? There are two categories of people who learns, who are update Python, right? First category of people, they learn Python only, they learn Python and they only Python, not for that framework also, just Python core advanced, the first category. And uh, they use Python in implementing in different other high-end technologies like data science, in big data like Spark with Python, which I like PySpark, in writing scripts in within this AWS, in IoT implementation, in robotics. Robotics with Python has got huge packages right today. Fine. So their career won't be in Python. Their career will be in other like data science, big data, AWS, IoT, robotics. But total implement, for if you talk data science, total implementation goes in Python. Big data like Spark, total implementation in Python like PySpark in this writing. So their career will be in this. Their career won't be in Python. But second category of people who wants to have a career in Python, right? As a Python developer or full stack developer, right? So here Python developer, you need to go forward. You need to update with a framework called Django. Many frameworks are there. Django framework, Flask framework, Pyramid framework, Bottle framework, TurboGig. But among all those, Django is the most famous framework. So for web applications creations, how to create a project, it will follow like MVT architecture, model view templates. Models nothing but databases, views like Python views, and here templates like using this HTML, CSS. We are going to develop static web page, right? So as a Python developer, you need to go forward. You need to update with this framework of Python. So you are looking for a Python developer, you need to go for this. Or if you want to go for this, you need to, the prerequisites is Python, right? So today you can just check, right? In Python jobs. So Python is the #1 ranked programming language. So even the in Google and check a lot of jobs for Python.
Yeah, but when you are saying data science, so if they require like Power BI, then Tableau, then many other like tools that includes to become like, data scientist. So like just by this course, like will I be able to apply as a data scientist?
So here I'm talking about, data science is a blend of techniques. Data science for data analysis, predictions, classifications, clusterings, recommendations, right? So it's a blend of techniques. The main technique what we see is ML, machine learning. For machine learning, we have got many techniques: regression, classification, clustering, recommendation. For all that, we require a language to implement the techniques. To implement these techniques, right? We require a language. To code, we require a language. So Python is the mostly chosen or mostly used programming for implementing this machine learning or deep learning, right? So to code or to implement, so we require one language, right? Python is the Java is never preferred. Java is never preferred for this machine learning or these things, where Java is not providing these modules or for plottings, visualizations, right? So if you see, mostly Python is preferred, and also we've got R language. These are mostly used for this, right? In that again, Python is mostly preferred, right? And even I was talking about the big data, other things, right? So for implementation, people will be updating Python means today directly or indirectly Python. Each and every software employee directly or indirectly going to touch Python, right? Even if you talk about the administrators, like they are asked to get updated with Python script as compared with complex shell script, right? Right. And as if you're looking for a Python, like a Python career, you need to go like a Python developer. You need to have the framework knowledge on this Python framework, the Django, right? So if you go to high-end technologies, yes, you need to have that knowledge of multiple things. Even if you go for big data, right, you need to have the knowledge of Linux, basic SQL, even Python, and apart from that, that knowledge of that Spark.
So this is not a complete data science course.
No, it's not a data science, right? It's a Python, right? The title for this is Python.
Oh.
It's a Python, right? So you will be learning total Python related things. But I'll be discussing some models related to different domains. So models related to operating system, some models related to graphics, some models related to Excel work, some data analytics like data science, introduction, pandas, NumPy, matplotlib. Some models I'll be discussing about that. So and database connectivity, regular expression. So models related to different environments, not for a specific environment, right? Total, you'll be learning Python core, Python advanced, application-oriented models, and also go for full stack Python. You will be getting that web development with 20 applications creations, right?
So where is the line between that Python developer and the other one? You have made two separate. So the screen where you are on, so where that line is, like
This one.
yeah. So you said one is on left side, one is other side is Python developer. So the where your course description is, can you like brief me, this part includes in this and this part includes in this?
So people who wants to go for this, right?
Yeah.
Implementing only Python is required. No need
So
of
where that will stop?
no need of okay. One sec. So here this 30, what all this 30 I discussed, right? Everything comes there. Python, only Python, right? And the Django is not required for this. Who wants to go for the first
So
category,
30.
right?
Okay.
Yeah, up to 30. That means there is no need to go for full stack Python. The people who wants to go for data science or big data or right, no need to go for full stack. Only Python is enough. And people who wants to go as a Python developer, right? This Django framework and this UI technology is required. But those people who go for data science, big data, or this UI technology is not required. This Django is not required. Who wants to have career in Python can go with this. This the Python core and advanced programming is enough.
And just for Python, how long this course will be?
Python goes for 2. See, I'll take 70 hours, right? I'll be taking 70 hours in brief about this to get command on this. So 2 to 2.5 months. 2.5 months it takes. So covering all these topics, right? Covering all these topics in brief with multiple examples. 2 to 2.5.
Okay, one other question, that will be the last one. Is there any data science course with DURGASOFT?
Yes. You can just check, right?
Okay.
There are many courses for data. Many.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other queries, right? Yes.
Yes, sir. Once we make payment for core and advanced Python, after if we want to extend to the full stack also, we can extend from there. Can
Yes.
we?
Yes. So actually Python, right? So Python, secondly, like UI technologies, Django, and project for all this. So only Python, right? Will be for 70 hours. The fee structure is 5K. And for all these UI technologies, Django framework, REST APIs, and all this, right? Previously, it was like 7K. It was given to 5K only, right? If you take as a combo at a time, you can pay just 9K. Fine. As a combo package, if you take, it's fair. Otherwise, if you want to take 5K first Python, later if you can pay 5K for this separately. Fine.
But 9K minus 5 is 4, isn't it?
Yeah. So here, Python at a time, if you are taking combo package, it is for 9K. But later, separately, if you want to go for this course, separate course, and this separately, right? So as a combo package, if you are taking, it will be like 9K. You can see that in this chart panel, they have provided the fee structure as 10K, right? Yes. So here, if you take as a combo at a time payment, if you are doing, it will be for 9. Otherwise, if you want to go Python first, later if you want to go for this entire thing, right? Separately when it starts. So here total 70 hours for this and nearly for 60 hours for this, totally 130 hours, right? So two months for this, 2 to 2.5 months, and here also it takes 2 to 2.5 months. If you want to go parallelly also, you can go parallelly Python in the weekdays, by this one in the weekends. Weekend batches will be there for 2.5 hours on Saturday, 2.5 hours on Sunday in the morning sessions. If you want to go parallel, otherwise one after the other. If you want to go first Python, later you want to go, then go. Yeah. Any other queries, right? So about the fee structure, other things you can talk to that front office, right? And tomorrow, as I said, the link will be changing. You need to get enrolled or registered, right? Fine. So I'm stopping for now. I'm done with your queries. Meet you tomorrow.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Ravi here.
Yes.
So just want to know, like mainly my work is
Yeah.
my work will be on file handling side. So something like the file is coming, so with columns or with respect to row, I need to identify like with respect to data type. If it is data type integer, so then I move to some other like file like appending or overwriting. So these like data quality validation. So these kind of things I'm looking actually. So that will be covering. So
So that mostly by using regular expressions, right? Extracting required data, the given
Any
data.
like data quality side something.
Regular expressions
So
will be
mostly like
used
we'll be working on files only.
in file handling, right? Using this file handling, using this regular expressions, you can work for any type of file. Fine. And here as part even I'll be discussing some file formats, specific file formats if you observe. Uh, working with CSV
Okay, I can
files,
stop it.
XML files, JSON files, right? Working with different types of files, CSV, XML, JSON, even like Excel separately, right? People mostly ask for Excel files, JSON files, XML files, CSV files, separate modules, even for PDF files. So every file a separate module Python is providing for reading, writing, and performing various file operations. For every file format, CSV, for PDF, for Excel, for XML, or even for doc files, right? Separate modules are available. Just perform those operations. And if you want to extract only particular data, particular content of your file, only some particular lines you want, or only particular content you want, then using regular expressions. And by using file handling techniques, you can handle them, right? Only I want last 5 lines only. I want first 5 lines or middle portion of that. How we can just extract that, and you can just write it into copying it, reading one file and writing that into another file, or reading multiple files and writing to a single file. Performing various file, we have got file handling techniques for that, and also like using regular expressions we can perform. Right?
At particular row or column, I can stop like while reading the data.
Yes. Read a particular line. Read line method is available if you want to read a particular line. And also we have got seek method, moving the cursor to the desired position, right? And if your file format is a specific file format, your model will be compulsory available in the file, right? Yeah, any other queries, right? Yes.
Okay, got it.
I'm stopping. Yes, if you're done with your queries, so we'll continue.
I have one last question.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so this is the only batch you have?
From this coming next Monday, right?
Yeah.
There is a batch going to start in the evening, 8 p.m.
And who will be taking that?
Myself only.
Okay,
Python,
8 o'clock.
Python, 8 p.m. in the evening, right?
Okay. Okay. And is there any weekend special batches there for this?
Python weekend batch only for frameworks or for full stack we'll be having, but not for Python.
Oh.
I will be handling like data analytics, Spark, PySpark patches, big data, Hadoop, and Spark in the weekends. That the patches will be there, but for Python only weekdays.
So you are taking big data class also?
Yeah, I will be taking big data, especially like Spark, PySpark batches, Hadoop, and Spark.
So it can't be part of this Python, even no, sorry, I'm going, I mean, in other inquiring about other class right here. So, I mean, will that be good? That class will be good because I was just seeing that. So will that class be good for data science alone, or this class will be good enough?
See, this Python is the prerequisite. The total coding goes in Python, right? So
Yeah.
the prerequisite for data science is Python. This is the for any, even for PySpark or for big data, like that, to go for PySpark also, Python is the essential for it. Okay?
Oh. So
first you need to have the total coding implementation, whatever you code, right? Everything will be in Python in data science.
Oh, okay. And then later on big data
So
and PySpark.
If you want to go for PySpark, means Spark is an execution model implemented using Python. So Python, that also prerequisite is Python. So Python, first you need to update and you need to go for the high-end technologies. Even if you go for AWS also, right? Even if you go to that interview first, they'll ask the last round, do you know Python script? They'll ask some queries on that. So we have got some modules like Boto 3 even for AWS environment, right?
Mhm.
So if you go for high-end technologies, right? Python is the prerequisites for. Right.
All right.
So if you are
Thank
looking for a total data science, right? Where like prerequisites is Python, and you'll be discussed about statistics, machine learning, deep learning, other techniques, right?
Mhm.
You can also go look for the data science, but the prerequisite is Python.
All right. Thank you.
Right.
So,
Yeah, any query?
yeah, sir, you said we have a Django framework for web development, right? So can you tell me the difference between, like, we have other frameworks called PyTest, Robot framework, and different others. So can you tell me the difference between these two?
See, frameworks, Python has got many frameworks, right? Flask framework, Pyramid framework, TurboGear, Portal, right? But among all that, Django is the mostly used framework, and more it has providing many flexible features. Like many flexible features, it has got its own database. Django has got its own database like SQLite 3, and also at a rapid speed, you can develop a web application using Django, right? So everything pre-written codes are available, right? Whenever you create any project or any application folder, the Python.py files will already be available in that. So we don't need to write huge codings. So everything taken care by Django framework. If you talk about other frameworks, we need to write codes. But in Django, already pre-written codes are available. Whenever you create the project folder, application folder, right? Already we get all the .py files. Yes, we don't need to write huge coding. And even connecting to the databases or connecting to the external sources also, it's very simple in Django, right? Just giving, for example, one small example. I'll be showing you in different IDs, right? If you open any project, okay, one sec. If you open any apps creations, Django apps. So here, my project, okay. If you open any one, right? So
Are
here,
you sharing any screen? We can't see you.
so if you see this Django applications creations, I said I'll be showing you nearly 20 plus applications creation. If you see that any one project you can open. So here by default, whenever you create this project folder, by default you will be getting this .py file, this Python files. You are not going to create it automatically. You will be getting settings.py. Here in code already available. I no need to develop all this code is available. And here, if you want to work with any database, here database is there, right? A column. In this SQLite 3 is the database. Django has got its Python has got its own database like SQLite 3. Just to connect with MySQL, right? Just we need to remove this and just give MySQL. That's it. Or Oracle you can give. And here in the next two lines, remove this line and just give the username of the MySQL, password of MySQL. That is how simple we are connecting to a database. That's with that you are going to connect with that database. Means if you want to work with Oracle, just give here Oracle and just remove this name, username of Oracle, password of Oracle to connect with Oracle. Means how flexible the features are in Django, right? And also what all this, if you open any multiple Python files, you can see. Here you can see multiple Python files for specifying URLs, for settings. This is in the project folder, in application folder also. If you want to see an application folder also, you will get many py files. Admin.py. I didn't create all this. Already available. Admin.py, apps, models, tests, URLs, views, all these are available. That's the thing. We no need to write any code, huge codings. Already our codes will be available. So we are just going to modify those. Means wherever required, we need to add this. The templates, all the templates, Python, the Python files templates will be available. So very less code you see. And I said at a rapid speed, you can develop a web application for this using the Django framework as compared with other frameworks. I said these are the application. If you see this, these are the applications I developed. So all this for any batch. Django application. Right? Okay. Any other queries?
Yeah, what is the minimum strength to continue a batch? Because I see around 10 people are coming to the batch. In case if someone leaves, the batch will be get merged with other timings or what?
What?
You didn't get?
So you are saying that batch strength is less your.
Yeah, in case you feel that batch of strength is very low and so that I can merge with some other batch, then our timings will be get disturbed, right?
So batch goes at 7 o'clock daily. Yes, the
Yes.
strength will be increased, right? Already there are many students waiting for this. Fine. Already the demo was taken, right? Last week also. Those
Okay.
students are waiting for the batch to get started.
Okay, fine. So there is no any change in the timings, right? Yeah, thank you.